Hello, welcome to United Weekly. I'm your host Alexi, and with me is Jay.
Hey.
And today we're going to be doing a quick preview for the Istanbul Başakşehir game tonight at 6 p.m. I'll hand it off to Jay to go through the lineups.
So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do our basic lineup predictions, followed by our score predictions. This is going to be quite a quick video. For one thing, which is quite funny, is that for the first time, me and Alexi have actually agreed, before even revealing it to each other, we actually had the same lineup picked, which is quite funny. So yeah, and it's interesting as well because there's an interesting pick in here at right back, which I didn't think you would go for, that I went for, and so yeah, it's pretty cool how it's panned out. But so yeah, for goalkeeper, we've both gone for Henderson. So what was your thoughts behind that?
Well, although some people are arguing that we need consistency, which I do sort of agree with. We do need some consistency going forwards because obviously we struggled against Arsenal badly. Had a rough game, and against Chelsea we struggled as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think certainly the time for giving this player or that player a chance, run out or whatever, that time might have passed. But kind of be contradictory to that, I just think this game is a chance for some of these players to come and show what they can do. Like, it's a chance for Axel to if he gets picked, to show what he can do in that. And I think Dean Henderson, I mean, last time he played was in the Carabao Cup, and we're paying him 120k a week. And you could argue that we should play De Gea and all that. And maybe Ole will pick De Gea, but the kind of rumours that are going around are that Henderson's going to start, and I think this is the right game for him to play.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree fully with that, and I also think that this is a game where it would take a major upset to lose. They've been in better form in their league, but they're still sitting at 7th. I know we're 15th, but it's the Turkish league, so it's pretty much a 2-3 team league. Yeah. So yeah, playing Dean Henderson, who is a competent goalkeeper, it's not like we're that much weaker. I think it gives him a run out. It gives him a bit of experience of Champions League football as well, and I can see him playing both this game and the reverse fixture in our next game.
Yeah.
But the defence, we have gone for Luke Shaw at left back, Maguire as captain. Obviously, he was in the press conference, which means he is starting, which is usually the rule of thumb. Tuanzebe alongside him, and Brandon Williams at right back.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I went with Brandon Williams at right back is because after you mentioned to me about you'd watched some of the reserve games where he had played right back, I went back and watched some of them as well, and I think that, right back is a position that we don't have much backup for. Left back, obviously, we have Tellez coming back. He's now on his second negative coronavirus test, which means he needs one more to be deemed okay to rejoin the team again. But hopefully we'd have Tellez and Shaw left back, and then Wan-Bissaka, Williams right back, because a lot of people don't realise is Williams is a right back, not a left back. So I think giving him a chance in a competitive game at right back would be a really good idea.
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree. And he's not had a chance in the first team yet to show what he can do at right back, and I think he can. I think he's sort of going forwards defensively. I mean, he's still young. He's got time to develop his defensive game. So yeah, I think I think he's got a long way to go, but I think he's a solid attacking right back and a good option there.
I think the only one that I struggled with deciding on, and I'm just going to scroll through and look at the announced team, is no. Oh yeah, no, yeah, is left back is Shaw. Whether Timo Fomen-Mensah is going to take the left back spot to give Luke Shaw a bit of a break.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie did that.
That popped into my head, or playing him at right back instead of Williams. But then again, Twanzebe I think needs to come in. He hasn't played since that brilliant PSG game.
No.
He needs some minutes, and Maguire obviously, like I said, he was in the press conference. So the fullbacks could change a little bit. You could see Williams maybe playing left, Fosu Mensah playing right,
or vice versa,
or vice versa. But I do think that we will play Shaw. I think that we're not playing well enough to take too many risks, and changing 3 of the 4 of the back line would probably be a bit risky.
Yeah, and Shaw is just really important for us when he does play.
Yeah.
And I think, when he's fit, I think you just play him as often as you can, because at some point, I don't think he's injury prone, but he's sort of in between. He's between being injury prone and not being injury prone.
Yeah, he's definitely done a lot better. I think that they've definitely worked on him and conditioned him a lot better, especially this season.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, so the midfield, we have gone for Matic at CDM, and I believe you've gone for a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Matic playing in the CDM role. You got Fred and Van der Beek in the centre mid roles, and then Bruno centre attacking mid. Your views on this?
Well, I think Matic should play this game and Everton, and just going forwards until someone else is better than him, because he's our best CDM by far. And I'm not saying he's world class. He used to be. He's certainly not anymore, but he's the best of what we've got. I think Fred has proved week in, week out that he's got the passion and the desire to fight for the shirt, and his tackling is excellent. It's it's almost on the levels of Wan-Bissaka. Like he's always at it.
Glue on his feet.
It's passing the first touch. It's on and off. I think he had some good touches against Arsenal, but I had some bad ones too. So I think Fred, he's not a risk because he'll always win the ball back. That's his job. That's what he does. And then I was very vocal about how bad Bruno was. People talking about Pogba and McTominay. I think there's some agendas going around, but I might get into that later in the week. I'm thinking of doing a video on a couple of players. But I think you start Bruno because he needs to get back out there straight away and just do his thing, because he was so bad. He was awful against Arsenal.
I mean, and just to touch on that as well, is that with say Pogba, for example, and the reason I've gone Van der Beek over Pogba, and I believe is the same reason as you, is because he's just never been consistent. Whereas Bruno has been consistent for us and had his worst game in a United shirt against Arsenal, that we need him to get his confidence back. So playing him against a team like this makes sense. Pogba would probably come into this game and think, who is this team? And whereas Donny is just always gonna. I think we've got players that have either got the passion but not the talent, or the talent and not the passion, and there's not many in between. I think De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, and for me, Shaw are undoubtedly United players. I think Marcel and Rashford, they have their really, really good days, and then they just shrug their shoulders, don't know what's going on, can't do anything days. And that's usually just due to their service, not them as players either.
I think maybe Rashford's attitude against Arsenal wasn't great, but that's another video. And I think you could replace 9 players in a team with European or Premier League talent who would be better because they've got the passion and the talent. But again, that's another video. I agree. I think you give Donny a start because every time he's played, apart from against Arsenal because he had 10 minutes. So every time he's played a decent amount of time, he's proved that he's got the talent and the passion. His touches is always good. His distribution's good. I don't think I've seen him give the ball away. Not I can remember. and he never stopped running, always fighting for the shirt, and that's what you want to see. And I think if he gets consistent games, he's going to be better than Pogba.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I can see that too.
Because Pogba's not consistent enough to, Pogba's up here or down here, whereas I think I'd rather have Van der Beek here in the middle, and he's just always consistent. I'd rather have that, and you can sell Pogba, I don't care.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, our strikers. Gone with Martial and Cavani. I think Martial needs to play because obviously he's been out of the league. I said that in my video yesterday. And Cavani, I think, deserves a start. I think resting Rashford again and having the impact of him off the bench and Greenwood off the bench and Pogba off the bench is...
it's a game changer. I mean, you bring in world-class players. As much as we've said about these players and how they've not been at it, you bring them off the bench, they go out there and they empty the tank. They absolutely empty the tank, and they're brilliant for 25 minutes, half an hour.
And I think resting them as well, ready for Everton, and giving Martial the game time, ready for Everton, and giving Cavani some game time in case he comes on against Everton. It just makes sense. Though, that being said, I could also see Cavani being on the bench, but Greenwood starting. I don't think Rashford will start today.
No.
I think that this game is too... At the end of the day, if we win this, we're all but in the last 16. So, starting Rashford in this game would be poor man management.
Yeah, I think... I agree with that. And I think, the home game against Başakşehir that's the game for playing your Matters and your Dan James and, maybe give Mengi a game and Henderson another game, and gives these other players a chance to I don't mind McTominay playing in that sort of game because I don't love or hate McTominay. I think he's got potential, but when the team's not playing well, no one can progress well when the team's playing badly. And I think against Arsenal, McTominay did an okay job, but he was as good as the team, which weren't good. So But I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie started him again. Because it just seems just like Mourinho is in love with him, and I don't understand why he should start every game when you.
Go on, sorry.
Right, especially now you've got Van der Beek. Van der Beek's a far better player. It's sure he needs bedding into the Premier League, and he needs to get used to English football and blah blah blah. But he's been here 6 weeks now. It's just start him, man.
I touched on it in my video yesterday, which was that, and I saw a video on Twitter today actually with McTominay. For some reason, you could hear him screaming for players to be more aggressive, put it on the line, and he did sound like a leader. And maybe Ollie's hoping that. Maybe that's why. Maybe, again, like I said in the video again yesterday, behind closed doors, we don't know what happens.
No.
So maybe he is a leader. It's just that,
he doesn't have the talent to back it up.
Yeah, but then again, you look at players like, I know it's gonna sound bad and controversial as well. Roy Keane didn't have raw talent. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't one of those players you think of that's that could,
Yeah, but he could pass, and I'm not ragging on McTominay, but he could, but in a big game, he could pass the ball 10 yards. McTominay failed to do that so many times against Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. But I think that, maybe having that aggressive player might help. And, it's unfortunate for the kid because he's still quite young. Not majorly young, but still quite young. And, I think this season is a big,
It's a huge season for a lot of players.
Yeah.
I think Martial, now that he's scored, now that he's opened his account, he needs to kick on. Now he's back for the Premier League against Everton.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to start picking up goals and quickly because, one, the team needs him to. And two, he needs to prove that last season wasn't a fluke. Just like Vardy. Vardy needs to prove after that whirlwind season where he scored a ton of goals and got a golden boot that it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
And I think Martial needs to like if Martial scores 10 goals this season, then you turn around and go, well, he's not a striker.
Yeah, he definitely needs to hit the 20 again.
You know, yeah, and then we look at bringing in Haaland or someone of that caliber.
So talking of goals, so what's your score prediction? Because I gave mine in the video yesterday, which you probably know.
I can't remember it.
Mine was either 3 or 4-0.
Okay, I'm gonna go 3-1. I think. Yeah, I'll be honest. I've not watched a lot of Istanbul Başakşehir, but I think our defense is troubled at the moment. Like, I don't think we've got a bad defense. I think it's just troubled. I think there's not been enough consistency, and as good as the partnership was against Paris, and it was insane. I think we showed up against Arsenal, and Arsenal should have won like 3 or 4-0.
Oh yeah,
it should have been a beating for us. We were lucky that it was only 1-0. We did get a bit unlucky with the penalty, but that was on Pogba. Well, it was on the whole team, but
yeah.
Pogba shouldn't have gone in like that. But that's again, this is a preview, not a match reaction. So.
I had to try it yesterday in that video yesterday to not get angry as well.
I'm still angry about
me too.
Played in general. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. I think and it might be another ridiculous own goal.
That's true.
That's just the way things are going, or another penalty. Because we seem to be giving we're giving away penalties now, and we're not I don't know. I've not seen enough against Arsenal and Chelsea to think that we're even going to win penalties now, because we're not. The ball's not going in the box even. We're just filling around outside the box, and there's not enough movement and not enough talent probably on the pitch. And with Martial, that changes. Of course, that changes. He's much better at holding up the ball and bringing the others into play. That's his game now. So
100%.
We'll see. I'm confident that we'll win. If anything other than that is the start, I think would be the beginning of the end of Ollie. And again, Ollie's not going to lose a job before January at the earliest. Like, if we go on a winning streak between now and December, he's safe. I think if we lose against Everton and we start going on a bad streak, I think realistically Pochettino's coming in for January.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen. I want Ollie to succeed. I want us to go and win every game between now and the end of the season. Of course I do. But we're not consistent.
The likelihood of that. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway, so 3-1. Sorry, yeah.
3-1. I'm going 3 or 4-0. So it should be interesting, and obviously the guys can watch along with us. Kickoff is at 5:55.
Yeah.
So we shall be live. I would say probably 22.
5:30.
Yeah, 5:30, 22.
Around there, it'll be up on our Twitter anyway. I'll post up on our Twitter.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, I guess for now, I've been Jay. That's been Alexi. We've been United Weekly. No agendas, forever red. Peace.
Right. Peace.